That is quite right, Natasha. It is harrowing scenes, I can tell you that much. You know, I watched that recording twice just to understand it fully. But it depicts Christopher Panayiotou seated with Luthando Siyoni. You see Luthando Siyoni sitting at the back and Christopher Panayiotou sitting in front. We also see an undercover cop jump out of the car. You must remember this was a sting operation by investigating officer Kana Swanepoel, who at that time was investigating Christopher for the murder of his wife. So coming back to the video, we see Christopher Panayiotou engaging with Luthando Siyoni once that officer steps out of the car. Christopher Panayiotou is heard telling Siyoni, reprimanding him rather, why he did not flee town after the botched robbery, so to speak, or abduction of his wife. He's also heard asking, Luthando Siyoni that he needs to get rid of the cell phone, he needs to get rid of the SIM card, and he needs to stop contacting him. You would know that the police were tracing Christopher Panayiotu's cell phones at the time. So Christopher is heard telling Luthando Siyoni to stop contacting him. He's also heard to be giving 5,000 rand to Luthando Siyoni so that he can flee Port Elizabeth. So it's quite damning and harrowing, details coming out of that video. I can also tell you that it was quite emotional as well for the Ings family. I glanced over numerous times watching Michelle, and she broke down often in court as well. The Panayiotou family, rather timid, rather quiet, didn't say much. But I can tell you this much, that video is very damning, and I suppose we'll have to see what comes out of that. We know that they also called a warrant officer to the stand. The state and the defense were cross-questioning him at the moment before I stepped out of court, and they were actually asking, the credibility of that video. Has it been tampered with? And from where I stand and from what I've heard, that video is credible.
All right, and Jade, we know that the defense team wanted the judge recused because he allowed this evidence into court. They said that there was bias. That motion has since been withdrawn. But what were the reasons the judge gave for allowing this evidence? And how do you think it's going to play out now with the case going forward?
That is correct. On Monday, in the last court proceedings, we saw the defense, grant that permission to have the video played in court. And the defense hit with a backlash. They were saying that, they needed more time to, address their legal counsel. They asked for a postponement. I do know that Judge Chetty did say that he's not going to give a postponement because the case has been ongoing for 2 years, as you know. From that, they were supposed to bring an urgent application to have Judge Chetty recuse from the bail, from the trial rather, but we have yet to see that. From what I know, they are not going to proceed with this recusal, and all is going to be, all is going to proceed. The case or trial rather will carry on.
All right, Jade, thanks so much. We'll leave it there. Jade Panayiotou live from the High Court in Port Elizabeth with that ongoing trial.